This is Matthew from Nerd News Today here at New York Comic Con 2017. I'm here in the Titan merchandise booth with Andrew Sumner from Titan, as always. Andrew.
How are you? I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good. Now, we already talked to you earlier. We got the whole tour of the booth, but we want to talk to you about what might be hopefully coming down in the future or just ideas. So, let's see what we got. First question, Hasbro properties, Transformers, G.I. Joe. Can Titans ever touch things like that?
Well, I would love to do that. I mean, there are already some people out there who do a good job with those kind of properties because, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think guys like the Loyal Subjects do some of those at the moment. And they do amazing work, by the way. I mean, they're a great company. I know some of my friends actually work for that company, and they're good dudes, And there are certainly licenses that we'd be very interested in. And we'd do something very different to what they do, and we do it in our own way. So never say never about that. It's definitely something I've had conversations about in the past, and I would expect those conversations to reappear at some point.
You mentioned Loyal Subjects, and they're also making a WWE line, as is Super 7. Can Titans ever do anything with WWE?
I mean, that's always a possibility, because you may be aware of the fact that we used to publish a load of WWE comics here at Titan in our comics division. And I personally am not a WWE fan, but just about everybody else I know works for this company, and everybody I know in the kind of retail groups who we're really close to, like the Hot Topics, etc., they're invested with WWE fans. Some of my best mates in the retail industry, as two friends of mine like Joe Enriquez and Taffy Hatfield, they love WWE. So it's entirely possible that we may do something at some point in the future.
Excellent. Now, one of our favorite lines that we reviewed on the show was the Star Trek, both the original series and Next Generation. And we'd love to know, will there be anything from Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Discovery, the movies, anything more from Star Trek?
So basically our Star Trek license covers everything, We can technically do whatever we want. We could even do the animated series, for example, which I love. Big fan of the animated series, the original Filmation one. I think the thing is that it's just all about rolling out the product at the right time when there's demand for it in the marketplace and people want it. So the answer is yes, we will do all those things. It might be over quite an extended release plan, but we will do all of those things. I can tell you that the next thing we're going to do is Discovery. That's what we're working on at the moment, which is awesome, by the way. I mean, I'm a lifelong Star Trek fan. I'm particularly an original series fan. I'm a massive fan of original series Star Trek. But I really like Discovery. I think they've done some incredible work there. And I was privileged early last year, I saw some previews of the show and it was amazing, so it's great. I'm a big fan.
All right, now we've seen a few companies now are doing real Ghostbusters. Now you guys have already done Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, the movies. Can Titans do any of the RGB stuff or even Extreme Ghostbusters? Is there any interest in that?
That's such a great question. I think the thing for us is that we're in a place where we've done a lot with, it's much more difficult to actually get the movie license and much more difficult to get likeness rights as we have than it is to do the real Ghostbusters. It's quite easy to get that license. So I think currently the way our relationship works, because the Ghostbusters ranges we have done have been such a great success, we'll probably continue delving into that universe for a tad longer before we went to real Ghostbusters. So it's not an out-and-out no, because obviously we've had great success with cartoon properties. If you're familiar with what we've done with Cartoon Network, that's probably, one of the most loved waves of Titans we've ever done, are the 2 waves of Cartoon Network, and we've got loads more of that coming next year. And one of my favourite things we've ever done is the Archer set, which has been a huge sellout for us, and it's sold out here at New York Comic Con, our stock, within the first 24 hours. And we get loads of love for that. And I think and I know, by the way, I know I'm going all over the place with this answer, but if you look at what we've done on Archer, I think the thing is, what we're really good at doing, in the same way that we're really good at capturing the likeness of actual actors and vinylizing them, when it comes to animated figures, we're really good at capturing the spirit of that animation in 3D. I think that's why the Cartoon Network and Archer work so well. I mean, Archer is, you couldn't really think of a more perfect, I don't think, vinylization of how those characters look in the show. So I can see in my mind what we would do with real Ghostbusters. And I'm super familiar with that property because my brother, when he was growing up, used to really love that show. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility.
Now you guys have done 2 waves of Yellow Submarine with the Beatles, and those are all great waves, so we love that wave as well. Have you guys, is there anything else you guys can do with the Beatles? Are you able to do just the band, or are we going to continue anything else at Yellow Submarine?
Well, let's see. I'll answer this. I'll answer this within the bounds of what I can actually say on matters that sometimes become matters of contracts and the way they work. But the way it tends to work is you'll notice that any figural stuff that comes out of Apple Corps for the Beatles is always predicated on Yellow Submarine, and essentially that's the base. That's the base for figural Beatles product. It's Yellow Submarine is the base for that. So everything that we do has to come out of that space. But the thing is, that's such an innovative film, and it's so actually chock full of variant imagery that there's actually quite a lot you can do with it. And the truth is that we've done 2 waves of Yellow Submarine. We've got another 2 waves scoped out that we can do and still do a lot of great stuff. And some of it's quite innovative, and all of it's really quite exciting. So as we've said before, I'm from Merseyside. I'm a massive Beatles fan, always have been. And I want to do more stuff, and Apple Corps really want us to do more stuff. So it's done very well for us. I mean, I think I said this before as well. If you ever go to the Love show in Vegas, which is the Cirque du Soleil show at the Mirage, and you go to the exit through the gift shop joint at that casino, the Beatles Titans are the #1 selling item in that store. And I'm very proud of that. And so, we've got loads more stuff we're going to do with the Beatles. And can I just say, on music, we've got a lot more stuff we're going to do because...
Are we going to get a Herman's Hermit, more British bands maybe?
Herman's Hermit's a very deep cut. I mean, the fans exist for sure. But what we're more likely to do is, in the same way we've got the Monkees have been a real sellout for us. They've done incredibly well. And so we think we'll go deeper with the Monkees. But also we've announced the My Chemical Romance wave, which will be coming out later this year, and the pre-orders on that are massive. I mean, the excitement on that among My Chemical Romance fans has been huge. Maybe not among our traditional Titans vinyl purchaser, because some licenses that we have, it's a question of some things we put out. People who collect vinyl collect them in all the different myriad forms, but we have some licenses, and it's mainly the music ones, where we're bringing in a completely whole other different kind of customer who doesn't normally buy collectible figures, but they're a Beatles obsessive or a Monkees obsessive. And we've really captured some of the My Chemical Romance fandom with what we're doing with that. And Gerard Way's been heavily involved with all of it, so he's a very super cool guy. So the other thing I tell you that we haven't announced yet is we're going to be doing Green Day. Yeah.
Is that going to be just a set of the band guys then, or talking Green Day blind boxes?
Yeah, we won't be a blind box set. We're trying to figure out at the moment whether it's going to be a 3-inch window box set with all 3 guys, or whether it's going to be a box set. Hey guys, catch up with you in a bit. Yeah, right on. Or we might do it as 3-4.5-inch guys, in window boxing. We'll probably know in about a month's time what we're going to do, and those pieces will be out in the market in the first quarter of 2018. But the sculpts are fucking awesome.
I'm sure they are. They always are. Real quick now, some sci-fi properties. You guys did a great job with the Alien Nostromo collection, and obviously Doctor Who is amazing. What's next for Doctor Who, and could there be anything else from Alien? Since you've done the first movie, done Predator, can we get Aliens or Alien 3?
You're reading my mind, mate. We're definitely going to do Aliens in 2018. We've already started on the road to doing that. We can do any Alien stuff we want. We've got everything for Alien, so we'll get to all of it in time. But again, it's like any kind of, and it's not just that. Aliens continues to be very, very successful. Some things you can roll out a lot over a fairly extended schedule. Some things you can do a bit more quickly. With Alien, it's really a case of it's such a kind of, there's so many iterations of it, and it's such a vast universe. You have to plug into what people really respond to, which is mainly the xenomorphs themselves, and then you can't flood it all at once. What we didn't want to do is we didn't want to go, there's Alien, bang, there's Aliens, bang, there's Alien Resurrection. We wanted to give the original Alien set a long time to breathe, and that still does very well now. People love it. And AVP was a massive hit for us, and I think the disclaimer is, whenever I'm talking about what we do, this is not me boasting, because, I can't design my way out of a paper bag, and I don't design or sculpt this stuff. A couple of genius dudes, Matt Jones, Kelly Yates, our incredible sculpting team, they do all this work, so it's them I'm praising, not myself. But they did such a great job with AVP that, there's just so much we can do with all of this stuff. So yeah, Aliens will happen in 18 for sure, no two ways about it. And we'll see some more larger Aliens as well.
On that same note, we know there is chibi Doctor Who, but can you tease anything else for us with Doctor Who, especially with the new Doctor coming out?
Of course. So we've got a new Doctor Who set which will be installed by the end of the year. It's called Doctor Who Partners in Time, and it's a bunch of classic Doctors and classic partners. Yeah, so the classic sort of the partners that are in it are people like Sarah Jane Smith, you know, just and then lots of recent ones as well. Rose is in there, but there's some kind of deep cuts in terms of the partners that we've not been able to do before. Yeah.
When might we see the newest Doctor? Is that going to be something for 2018?
That will be something for 2018 for sure. We will do the newest Doctor as soon as the BBC and the Doctor Who production team let us do it, is the answer. And in order to do that, I think really they've got to have a handle externally on what a costume's going to be, how it's going to look, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying it isn't going to be the one we saw in the brief trailer. What I can say is I don't know. They, of course, the BBC production team will know all that stuff. It just hasn't been released yet. So it's really tied into their plans for when the show is produced and when it's released. And the first opportunity we can get, we will produce some 13th Doctor pieces for sure, probably in both styles.
Looking forward to that. Now, last thing here, last question for you. Since you teased it for us, there is more. It sounds like there's more Cartoon Network on the way.
Oh,
can you tell us, give us some hints about who's in Wave 3, maybe?
No, but I'd love to, but I can't. However, you'll be very pleased with who's going to be in the wave. If you were to think about classic Cartoon Network characters that we haven't touched yet, and there are some who are particularly popular, yeah, and particularly resonant and might have been revived at least once, yeah. Yeah, those characters will very much be in the next wave that we do. Yeah.
Andrew, thank you for all this.
I told you this before, you know, I'm a huge Cartoon Network fan, man. I'm particularly a huge fan of like 90s Cartoon Network. And what we're doing for the next wave is really going to plug into some of that.
Right here, pal, we'll show them off. There's the Cartoon Network Wave 2, by the way.
Oh yeah, here we are. Hey, I'll tell you what, let's unbox one in real time.
Oh wow, we're doing a real unboxing?
Hey, real unboxing. This is the most inelegant unboxing you possibly.
That was beast mode unboxing.
Yeah, exactly. Beast mode unboxing. That's me. Oh, by the way, as you might have noticed when you shook my hand, I'm like one of the most heavy-handed people walking the planet. There we go. There's my man. There's my man Wirt. Yeah, with his lantern. Oh, brilliant. I've evangelised to you about the show before, but I'm telling you, Matt, if you guys haven't seen this show, when it comes on at Halloween, you've got to plug into it. And anybody who's not seen Over the Garden Wall should do. It's won all those Emmys for a reason. It's absolutely epic. It's great. I mean, it's probably the closest thing that I think American animated TV has produced to something like Miyazaki, you know, and Spirited Away and all those movies. It's definitely got a feel of that, and it's got a feel of some classic pre-code late 1920s Warner Brothers about it as well. I think it's an amazing achievement, and it's a pleasure and a privilege to be able to work on it.
Well, we look forward to all the new things coming out soon, and we'll see you again at Toy Fair. Andrew, thank you so much.
Hey, brother, I love your T-shirt, by the way.
Now we're plugging the T-shirt.
That's awesome. All right, come on, give us a hug, mate. Yeah.
On-camera hug.
Thank you.
That's Titans merchandise.
Thanks so much for your support. Thank you. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
You're Comic-Con 2017. We'll see you again at Toy Fair.